I had a lot of running. Jesus Christ, a lot of running. And I'm telling you, running in leather-soled shoes down the streets of Washington day on day on day, that does you in. I play Joe Turner, who is an analyst, a data analyst, in a substation of the CIA. It doesn't acknowledge itself as part of the CIA. It's more like a think tank. And within it, his job is to analyze vast amounts of metadata and hopefully predict future terrorist targets. He's a young guy who didn't initially think that the CIA was his path, but his ideals were slightly challenged. And he finds himself in an apparatus he doesn't entirely support. His ideals are at odds with the MO of the CIA. He discovers a plot within the CIA of a select few to engineer an anti-Islamic narrative. Consequently, he finds himself on the run, and he finds the very ideals that he stands behind tested by crisis. I saw the film for the first time when I was about 10. Obviously, I had no understanding of the political significance of it at the time that it was released or the time when I watched it. I consequently watched it again when I was preparing to audition for this, and realized how timeless the themes are and how much it applies to the world we find ourselves in today. Decisions were made not to really explain much of anybody's politics, any of the major players within that film, including Robert Redford. You get a little sense of his political ideals, but that's about it. And as a result, when you come out of the film, you sort of have a sense of fear, a healthy sense of fear and paranoia of the governing bodies that represent us, and I think that's what was wonderful about the film. The format of television, long lead television, we have 10 hours, enables you to explore these ideas, explore people's origins, and explore the questions posed. And in this case, we have Jason and Todd, who you may or may not have discovered yet, but I think you will, are incredibly bright people. But more so, but on top of that, they're not keen to, they have no political axe to grind. They are open to exploring various avenues of that conversation, and they do without judgment. In terms of his ideals, I'm very sympathetic to them. We had we had arguments, me, Todd, William Hurt, and I'm still not at a satisfying conclusion to those arguments, even months down the line, having continued to explore them. With this, in terms of Joe's ability to look the other way, he creates this technology and he just passes it on and doesn't concern himself with how it's used. I think that's a shortcoming on his part. I had a lot of running. Jesus Christ, a lot of running. And I'm telling you, running in leather-soled shoes down the streets of Washington day on day on day, that does you in.